I'm Mary Susie from Bead Me a Story. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Celtic Labyrinth pair of earrings using our rubber O-rings from Bead Me a Story. These come in so many different colors to choose from that you'll probably be overwhelmed if you haven't seen our line before. But we'll be going ahead and doing these in this video. I wanted to show you a couple of the other projects we're releasing this week. This one is a PDF. And that's because this is more for an expert chain mailer because we're using tension to hold this in place and you need a little bit more experienced hand. So this is a PDF we have available. I also have this rhinestone bracelet and you can see that we've got the Celtic Labyrinth mixed in there as well. This is a beautiful piece and this is a kit that comes with its own video. Also, I have done a pair that uses exclusively jump rings so that you can see the difference in using jump rings, and this is a slightly different pattern too. And then the O-rings. O-rings are great because they come in, like I said, I have a ton of different colors to choose from, and then it gives a little bit different finish to it. It's a little bit different thickness, a little bit different finish. Rubber O-rings look great with casual wear, but as small as these are, people probably won't even know what material it is you're wearing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started making these. Okay, so to make a Celtic Labyrinth with rubber O-rings, I have made this in like giant sized O-rings before, but I wanted to try doing this in more of the micro sizes, and worked out really nice. So just want to show you over here we have 20 gauge 5/32 jump rings, which I've opened all of. Over here, these are the ones that are going to go around the outside of my square, and these are 20 gauge 7/64 jump rings. And here, let me show you an earring so you can follow along. Okay, you see the lime, and then here's the matte gunmetal, okay, like you see here. And then two of these, just to show you, at the top of my earring I needed a little bit bigger rings, so two of these rings are 20 gauge 1/8, and that's to accommodate the ear wire at the top. Okay, so all we're going to need to do is, you see I have 8 of my rubber O-rings laid out. These are 7.4 millimeter O-rings. They're an exact match in size to an 18 gauge 3/16 jump ring. Okay, and I'm gonna pick that up with my lime, which is my 20 gauge 5/32. This is a 12 millimeter O-ring, and this is pretty much in line with the size of a 16 gauge 5/16 jump ring. Okay, just a slight difference, but not much. So if you're looking to do something in those sizes, you can keep in mind that our 12 millimeter O-rings are very close in size to a 16 gauge 5/16 jump ring. Okay, so I picked up 2 of the teal, and this is celestial blue. Okay, I put my lime in between, and then I'm going to do one more lime in between those. Okay, so I'm going to connect my smaller rubber O-rings to my larger rubber O-ring with 2 jump rings, and that's the largest size of the jump ring in your kit. Okay, all right, now I'm going to do this 4 times around. So just to show me starting that again, pick up 2 of the teal, pass around the blue, close the jump ring, and then I'm going to add another jump ring to that so that it's connected with 2. Okay, so I'm going to pause just a second and finish going around this with all 4 spokes that I'm going to add to it, and then we will continue forward with the next step. Okay, so as you can see now, I've got all 4 spokes attached. I attached them all in the same exact way. Okay, now what we're going to do, you can see that we've still got 8 of these lime green 20 gauge 5/32 jump rings left. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply 2 more jump rings to each of these spokes. And in order to do that, what I'm going to do is pick this up, okay? And you see I've got my 2 teal here. I'm going to fold these back, okay? And then I'm going to split open the 2 limes. They're now at the top, okay? I'm going to split those in half, and I'm going to take one of these jump rings, and I'm going to pass it around the 2 teals, okay? While staying between the 2 other lime jump rings that are there. Okay, not too bad. This is easier if you've made a Byzantine before. This is kind of the same motion that you're going to do with that. Okay, so 2 jump rings there. Okay, so we've got our 2 by 2 by 2 going, but in a Byzantine format. Okay, I flip the next ones over. I'm going to apply another 2 jump rings to this, passing underneath the teal and staying between the 2 lime rings that are already there. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way around. I'm going to complete the next 2 spokes, and then I'll be back and we will finish this up. Okay, so now that we've applied all of our lime green jump rings to the piece, we're going to start working with our matte gunmetal. Okay, I'm going to bring in the 7/64 first. These are the smallest ones I have, and then just to remind you, I have these 2 20 gauge 1/8 that I'm going to use for my ear wire. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to gather up, see how there's 1, 2, 3, 4 jump rings on each of these spokes. So I want to gather up these 2, and I want to connect them to these 2 on this next spoke. Okay, so I'm going to basically split all my jump rings in half that belong to my spokes. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I'm going to do another one in that same location. I just want to fill in the form a little bit better. The rubber is quite a bit thicker than if we were using just jump rings. It's going to make your earrings a little bit more puffy, but believe it or not, they're actually probably going to be even lighter weight than if you'd used all jump rings for this. The rubber O-rings weigh almost nothing. But they're beautiful colors, and they make for a nice little finish that really goes quite well with casual wear. So, okay, so now over to my next one. You can see I'm grabbing up these 2, and I'm grabbing up these 2 that were left after I did this one here. Okay. These are really tiny jump rings, so I'm taking my time with closing them. And just to mention, when you use the matte finish in jump rings this size, it can be very easy to break them. They're a little bit more brittle than the shiny, but you won't break them. You notice I'm not having any trouble because I'm very sure-handed about opening and closing my jump rings. You know, I pretty much do it in just 1 or 2 motions. I just go past, and I come back, and I try and get it right the first time. That way I'm not doing a lot of wiggling with my jump rings. If you do a lot of wiggling with it, you know, you'll probably break a few. So just keep that in mind when you choose your jump rings. Okay, so I've got one more. Okay, as I'm working on this one, I just want to show you see how we're gathering these up at each of the locations. So there's 4 sides. We're going to use this one as a diamond, or you could call it a square that we're making. Okay. All right, so that's 3 out of the 4. Now the last one, as I do this, I'm going to attach my ear wire, okay? Just so I don't have to open that up too. I can just do that in the process, okay? So you see 1, 2, 3 sides. And now we're doing our 4th side. I should have four jump rings left hanging off up here. So I should have gathered up all my lime green jump rings by the end of this step here. Okay, and I'm going to slide the ear wire on. Doesn't really matter which side. This is going to look exactly the same on the front as it does on the back. Okay, like that. And then I'm still going to add a second one just for durability. And again, to fill in the form, because the rubber O-rings definitely need all the thickness we can give it in the jump rings, because they're a little bit thicker than our jump rings are. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Okay, really small, dainty little earring. Okay, and you can see the blue ring on the inside. You can see all the pretty rings on the outside holding the piece together. It's a very interesting, intricate little shape. Okay, and it makes a beautiful pair of earrings that weigh almost nothing. So please be sure to like and follow me on YouTube if you like this design. And you can find more patterns from me at beadmeastory.com. We have a lot of kits that come with videos that are not listed for free on YouTube. So like I said, please be sure to like and follow us and visit our website as well. Thanks so much.